Send your kids to the ball field. Send your wives to the concession stand.
It's going to be a smacking good podcast.
Episode 17.
Hey, we're getting there. So what's that mean? We're over 4 months in.
That means we're coming off our most viewed podcast episode in 3 months.
That was. Big thanks to Dalton Strode.
Yeah.
Coming on last week to...
All him.
Right, obviously it is.
Right.
Everybody wants to see a good-looking young 20-year-old kid versus two fat 30-year-old guys.
Or apparently our other guest stars.
Right, that's true. You know,
Yikes, you guys are assholes.
Yeah, they are.
Like, not us.
Yeah.
Like, other side of that screen.
It's just the followers. It's the garage timers.
The garage timers.
Which there's going to be a poll this week to see if that's what we're going to call you guys. Tune in to Facebook to see it. Garage timer is going to be the new name for our followers.
It's a whole lot better than what we've been calling you behind the scenes.
No, the coach has got the 92%. I was like, oh, we need something cool. Well, Father's Day weekend went this past weekend, and it was always good, you know.
I liked it. I thought weather was nice. We had some get-togethers, had some baseball going on.
Yeah. Always jamming out to Capri Sun over here.
Yes. Hey, Dr. Pepper won't sponsor us, so I will literally dress up and bust through a wall for this sponsorship.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So we get free Capri Suns for life.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
I wouldn't say no to that.
Right.
Oh yeah, you know, obviously a couple cookouts for Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, both with you.
Yeah. Well, we had a busy weekend because my daughter's birthday party was Saturday, and we kind of hung out, cooked out for that, and then flipped around on Sunday for Father's Day and had another cookout and hangout.
We did. Can't go wrong with that. Cooking out, hanging out. Pool was still a little chilly.
I mean, I thought so. The kids didn't seem to mind.
No kidding. Yeah.
So,
I put my arm in it, and I was like, "Oh man, that's cold."
Yeah, a lot warmer now. You know, with the heat and everything. I think Crystal actually got in it today.
Oh.
And swam for a while, so it's got to be quite a bit warmer.
Yeah, it must have been probably mid-80s. I'm guessing then.
Probably. Yeah, it's been pretty hot, pretty humid.
Yeah.
So.
Holy humidity. Where did this come from?
Oh man, it's crazy. I don't mind the heat. I actually kind of like the heat. The humidity, though, not a fan.
I think somebody said the real feel today was 98.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's not okay with me.
Well, and they said something last year, which is a term that I hadn't really heard before, and probably nobody on here that's not from Illinois has heard it before, but they talked about corn sweat, which is like all of the cornfields around us adding to the humidity in the air. Which
I gotta move.
Yeah, let's go.
There's too many of them.
Whoever gives us the most followers in the next week, that's where we're going.
That state, you mean?
Yeah, probably not that city. That'd be weird.
Idaho, here we come.
Something about like California, Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we ought to rethink this. Keegan had some nice things to say about Wisconsin, though.
I did. I seen that. He went up there, so had a good little vacay.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of vacay, we're working on ours. Are we ever going to get this thing planned?
I don't know. We're trying to figure it out. Maybe one time, one episode, you'll see us sitting here on a beach instead of in this garage.
I just...
no offense, Frank.
I think our sister's just going to have to open up a tent in her backyard.
Yep. Yeah.
It's going to crash.
We're going to be doing it in her garage. Podcast episode.
Yeah, the podcast episode.
Just to be clear.
Which, she's been doing some work on that.
Oh.
It looks a little shitty.
We can't be in front of the Cardinals logo.
Yeah, well, we'll take our own logo.
I mean, I'll sit in front of the Roll Tide logo. That's fine. I'm not saying like I'm an Alabama fan, but I can tolerate that. I don't want to sit in front of the Cardinals logo.
How about we take some Garage Time swag to cover up our logos?
Ooh, I like it.
Let's make our own logo and plaster it on her wall.
Sounds like vandalism, and I love it.
Is there vandalism in Alabama?
I mean, I'm sure they still have vandalism. I don't know. Anybody from Alabama want to tell us? Is there vandalism in your state?
I don't know.
Almost said country. Like Alabama was its own fucking country. Like, yeah.
I mean, they probably act like it down there.
Right.
We own this! Well, enough of the opening. Let's get into some unsolicited advice. We're coming at you hot and heavy today.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be some crazy good stuff coming here. Topic number 1, handling adversity. Oh.
Adult skill that everybody needs.
Yeah, and it's funny that we talk about this. This past week, I've watched several adults I know do it poorly. You know, whether it's been at work, a couple of things at a gas station, it's just been nuts. And people just go out of their way to make a minor inconvenience the next World War.
Yeah, and you're gonna have them, right? Like, they say the surest way to fuck up your day is to make a plan for it. Like, something's gonna happen, right? I like to refer to it as the fucking, as in, like, a noun. Like, okay, here it is. Here's the fucking. Yeah. So, I mean, something's gonna happen. And some days it feels like everything's gonna happen and nothing goes your way. And you've got to learn how to roll with those punches. You've got to learn how to handle that adversity and how to do it in a healthy way. And I think a lot of people don't have this skill.
Oh, no. It's not even that they don't have it. They don't want to.
Right.
No, this shouldn't happen. Life should be perfect.
Well, and I mean, it's hard. It's hard to be an adult, to have a grown-up conversation or to deal with something in an adult way. Say that you're behind on your car payment, or you have an altercation with somebody at a cookout or at a gas station or something like that. It's easier to just blow up and get into a fight with somebody, or to say, well, I know I'm behind on that car payment, but I really don't want to talk to him. So you just keep letting it go. You keep letting it go.
Right.
Swing your car that you're behind on into Starbucks and get an iced coffee and ignore the situation.
Right.
But you've got to do the right thing, and the right thing is hard sometimes.
Right.
So,
and even other stuff. Like, let's talk about the water heater going out. We both have dealt with this lately. That's adversity.
It is.
I mean, you got to have hot water.
Well, and in my situation, it could have been worse, because mine damn near would have burnt my house down.
Right. Exactly.
So not only did I need hot water, but I had a health concern.
Right.
So, but yeah, same as you with yours.
Right. Yeah. Mine was a little less. I was able to just I have 2 water heaters in my house, upstairs, downstairs, 2 bathrooms. So I was able to just flip it and just use the downstairs shower.
Oh, nice.
I still haven't replaced my water heater yet.
Well, I mean, if you have 2, it gives you some time.
That's kind of what I'm looking for. Like, I don't have to do it. Downstairs shower is super small, so I'm getting over it. I'm at the point where I'm like, it's coming.
Yeah.
I've been doing some research, like, do I want a tankless one? Do I want the same kind of style, trying to see what the best option is. I want something that's going to last,
I think that our tankless one has been great up until recently. I think that part of the problem that we have in our area, and everybody that is from our area knows this, Bushnell has such hard water.
Right,
and it just tears everything up. It doesn't matter, how good a quality it is, and that's rough.
Yeah. And the one I had that went out, it was 12 years old. So,
oh, wow.
I mean, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So. They put some work in.
Oh, yeah.
Take it out to pasture. And
yeah, I'm going to send it to the scrapyard.
There you go. Somebody will take it.
Getting into this, let's say you have a conflict at work.
Okay.
And it can be whoever, coworker, anybody. Other than being the big person and obviously walking away, what's one way you're going to handle that adversity?
Well, so like a good way, or just an option of how to handle it?
An option, yeah. Like, I don't want you to give advice on that, because that could be the wrong thing for, somebody from your work sees this and, oh, well, Kyle's going to punch me in the throat.
Right. Because, I mean, you can handle it bad. You can blow up. You can get into a confrontation, whether that be verbal or physical or whatever, and that doesn't solve anything.
Right.
But I think just as hazardous, and I think it's important to say, is it's important to say you're sorry or to accept fault when it is your own.
Right.
But I think it's actually just as important sometimes not to accept fault that is not your own. Right? So if somebody has a conflict with you at work, sometimes the solution is just to be like, hey, sorry for this misunderstanding, let's move on. But it shouldn't be, hey, that's on me, I fucked that up. Don't kiss ass, don't take that blame, because then you're creating this kind of power struggle and putting yourself in a situation that you shouldn't be in. Right. Yeah, so I think honesty,
100%.
Open communication, staying calm, approach the person like, hey, this is my point of view, what's your thoughts on this? And you've got to be willing to listen, and that's the hard part. is sometimes I'm bad about this. I think a lot of guys are bad about this, but listening to respond.
Right.
So like when you're talking, I'm formulating a response. I'm not actually listening to your words, and that's hard to get past. But truly listening to somebody and then finding some kind of middle ground.
So one comment I hate in this section when I dealt with the other day was, "I'm sorry it made you feel that way."
Oh yeah.
And some people, it's true. If you're being genuine, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people say that they cop out.
Right. Or sarcasm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, fuck your feelings, but I'm sorry.
Right.
So yeah, definitely tough. Obviously, you just want to be the bigger person and walk away and let it go. Can't always do that in a situation though. Sometimes you kind of have to confront something or chat or be an adult and communicate.
Meet it head on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's where the honesty comes in, because I think another thing that a lot of people try to do, and for me, like, this is one of my pet peeves. You talked about one of yours, but the like passive aggressive thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm gonna say what I want to say, but I'm not gonna say what I want to say. Like, dude, just fucking say it.
Just
like
say
we're
it.
adults.
Yeah.
Just
spit the words out.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Like, don't do this whole passive aggressive things. We don't need to play games.
Right.
Especially if it's work. Or something else professional, or a conflict with friends or whatever. Yeah. Like, man, just address it head on. And I think that like I said, is something that a lot of people are not willing to do.
Right.
So, but it's not just adversity with other people. You have to learn how to handle adversity within your own life and sometimes within yourself too.
Right. Yep.
We were talking about this vacation thing, and how can I make more money for vacation? And I literally said, I didn't get the opportunity, but the other guy that's in my office right now is on vacation this week. And one way that I could have handled adversity when it comes to vacation is work every day this week to make that overtime.
Right.
Yeah. And that's one way that, I don't know, maybe it's not healthy to handle adversity, but it is a way to handle adversity. Instead of sitting there going,
let's put it this way. Where we're at in our life right now, you have a chance to work that overtime, you're working it regardless.
Right.
I mean, you're like, that money could do so many different things for me right now.
Right.
I'm working it. Whether you spend it on vacation or save it for back to school shopping or Christmas, you're doing it.
Exactly.
Or to make the extra, I get ahead on the second car payment,
Right.
Hey, I just lost the water heater, put my money back in you're going to work it, and
yeah.
I would say it's unhealthy to work it to put it where you want to,
But I think it also, I think that way of handling adversity and working overtime is a good example, but it's just taking the adversity, identifying what the problem is and finding a way through it.
Right.
You can't shy away from it. You can't make it go away. You got to find a way to get through it.
Right. It's there.
Yeah. Make a plan.
Yep.
Take the steps.
Put your big boy pants on and power through it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the only way through.
All right, let's go to the next one. This one's going to be fun, too. Being true to you. And obviously we've seen this a lot. We've talked about several things regarding stuff like this in the podcast already over the last few months. But, I see a lot of people lately putting on these fake things. Whether it's buying material stuff, acting excited for something they don't really like or they're not appreciative of. And, why are we doing that?
Right. Because it's an issue in high school, right?
Oh.
And probably college, too. Everybody's...
high school, college, yeah.
Yeah, everybody's doing something. You're trying to fit in. You kind of mold yourself, make yourself more digestible to everybody.
Right.
But at the end of the day, life is short, and we've talked about it, and I don't know that I want to spend my life trying to fit somebody else's expectation of me.
Exactly.
And I've pissed enough people off in life, and I've walked away from enough people in life that eventually you realize that the people that truly want to be around you like you for who you are.
Right.
And sometimes that changes.
Yeah.
I'm not the same person that I was 5 years ago. I'm not the same person that I was 10 years ago. I mean, I am, but I've grown, I've matured, I've changed
Right.
in some ways. And I think, the people that truly matter find a way to make those changes with you and accept those changes.
Yep.
So, yeah, being true to you, I think it's huge. I mean, what does it mean to you?
So the reason I brought this up was, so I had a game last week, and one of my players, granted coaching 12U, the word weird got brought up.
Okay.
I said, everybody's weird in their own little way. I said, embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these kids was like, well, what do you mean by that? I said, somebody thinks you're weird. Nobody thinks that everybody's perfect,
Right.
I said, so it's up to you to either shy away from that and be upset, or it's up to you to embrace that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, don't go out there and be acting all goofy and but if you're telling jokes and they don't like it, or you just act silly,
Mm-hmm.
embrace your silly, embrace your weird. Like,
Right.
I tried telling him, I said, I don't try to be mean when I say this, but in 10 years, this stuff ain't gonna matter to you guys.
Right.
You're 12 now, and it looks like it's a big deal. But when you turn 22,
Mm-hmm.
it don't matter. I mean, it's gonna matter in a different circumstance, but not with the same.
Right. Well, and especially I think, 12U is a great time to talk about that, because when you talk about, baseball, football, probably other sports too, but those are the ones that, I'm big into. Those are the ones I don't really coach any others. But when it comes to baseball and football, it takes everybody, right? Like certain positions, a good quarterback, a good linebacker in high school can make a huge difference on your team, right? A good pitcher in 12U will make or break the team.
Oh, yeah.
But it takes everybody. And those little weird qualities, those little things that make you you. Maybe you're not the biggest guy on the team, but you're fast as shit.
Right.
Maybe you don't have the nicest bat on the team, but you've been through some shit in life that you can handle adversity.
Right.
And when you're down 4 runs in the 9th, you're the one whose bat's going to come through.
Exactly.
Because you know how to hold your head.
Right.
So, yeah, embrace your weird, and I think that pays off in all aspects of life.
Oh, it does, 100%. Which is what I was trying to do. I was trying to put in there a quick little life lesson to this kid. Like, hey, like, be you, man. Be you. Like, but for me, it's like staying true to what I believe in and what I'm trying to do. Whether that's at work, at home, out in the community, whatever. Obviously, being on a board, people always think I'm out to better myself, and it's like I don't understand how you think that works.
Yeah.
Umpired a game a few weeks ago, and somebody told me that, well, he can do whatever he wants. He owns the puck. I was like, I don't know what you mean by this. Yeah. I'm literally the president of a board. I don't own anything. Like, in fact, I have less rights than the next people because I can't even vote on stuff.
That's true.
I just need a meeting every couple of weeks and deal with some stuff. Like, that's really what it comes down to. But I turned to this person, I had my park keys in my pocket. I said, do you want them? You get on the park.
Yeah.
I'll go home.
Yeah, and I think you made a comment the other day as far as that goes, that's like, if X amount of people walked up and said, hey, I want to be on the board, then X amount of us on the board would be like, here you go.
Yeah, 100%. I put in my 4 years, and it's gruesome. And it's thankless. Nobody appreciates it. You'll get like people come up and, hey, you're doing a good job. And it's like, do you mean this, or you blowing smoke up my ass,
Right.
But the thing is like being true to myself. Like, I am doing this because I want the kids in this community to have the bush I grew up in.
Yeah.
I love being out of that ballpark. Granted, we didn't have to have travel ball back then.
Right.
There was 7 teams in town that played each other, and then you had an all-star team.
Yeah, we had a lot of teams.
Obviously times are changing. That's where that comes with. But it's, the volunteering, all the coaching, being involved in the sports. That's who I am. That's myself, being true to it. Whether it's at work, being in the sales world, manager spot, being true to myself there too. Like, hey, like, sometimes I got to make a tough decision with a guy. Like, I know you got kids at home and you need to put a paycheck on your table, but, we can't let you work a lot of hours this week because that's just not there right now.
Right.
Turn around the next week, we're going to work 80 hours. It's just, I'm sorry, it's not the feasible way, but that's the construction and it's the Midwest.
Right. Well, and I told, so a good friend of mine, a good mentor of mine, when I got out of school and I was going to start as an FNP, I asked her, I said, hey, I'm getting ready to start this, getting ready to go take boards. I'm going to be out on my own. What advice do you have for me, right? Like, what do you want to tell me? And the reason I bring this up is because she looked at me and she said, just be you. Like, don't let the job change you. Don't try to conform to what patients expect. Don't, be you. Let the patients see who you are. Connect with them on a personal level.
Right.
Don't change who you are because of expectations of the hospital or the patients or anybody else. Like, be you. Don't change.
Right.
And, I've tried to live by that, at work and everything else, like you said, out of the park, with my family, with my friends, through my career. And for the most part, it's become easier as I've gotten older,
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
What I would have done 5 years ago versus now, game changer. Like,
I think you get a better idea of who you are.
Right, yeah. Yeah, my grades coming in, so it's telling me, hey,
yeah,
I'm getting wise.
Yeah, you can't see mine as much as you can yours, but they're there.
Yeah.
So.
It's because you have a better beard.
Yeah, somebody said that during our live special. So.
Yeah, well, they were telling the truth.
Yeah, but fucking Great Clips cut it off. So I want to address this because now you pissed me off. But I went into
Great Clips.
I went into Great Clips and I was trying to grow it. It was like down to here, right? And I was like, I want to taper it here, longer on the bottom. And they're like, okay, yeah. And I was like, yes, I'm really trying to grow it down here. That's why it's so scraggly right now. And they're like, okay. Very first fucking thing they do is they take those trimmers and right off the bottom of my beard. And I was like, well, fuck me, okay.
That's not what I wanted. But
there it goes,
And then you get up to the pay, and it's like $40.
Yeah.
Do you want to tip? Absolutely fucking not, but I'm going to because I'm not an asshole. Like, it's
crazy.
Yeah.
The tipping thing is something we should do on one of these episodes because there's a whole lot of stuff to get into that. Right. That should be one of our unsolicited advice.
All right.
Tips.
Got it. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the next one. Friends and family are all you need.
Yeah, and people that earn it.
Yeah.
Right.
At first I thought having a big circle was cool when I was younger. You know. Now I just want like 5 people around me.
Right.
Like, if you're like in a small town, maybe it's not as bad or worse or whatever, but if I hear that you're talking shit about me, do not come up to me. I'm not giving you the time of day. Like, I could give 2 fucks less.
Mm-hmm.
I don't respect you because you can't confront me as a man or a woman or whatever and talk to me like a human.
Right.
And I feel like the last few years I've just kind of gotten worse with that. Like, fuck off.
Right. And I think it's you said friends and family is all you need, but again, just like we said earlier, sometimes that changes.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes it's amazing how. Go ahead.
The who changes.
The who changes, right? Yeah. But I think it's amazing how sometimes those boundaries change too.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like, I have friends that have basically become family, and I have family that has basically become strangers, know. And so, and I think that, there's an old school thought that, like, I am who I am because of, or I matter in your life because of my role in your life. Like, I am your grandparent. No matter what happens, respect me, all this stuff. And to a certain degree, I do believe that, right? But when it comes to putting work into those relationships, and when it comes to gathering the people around you that are not going to put you down, not going to talk shit about you, not going to stab you in the back, I've been hurt by family worse than anybody in my life.
100%.
Yeah. So I think it's knowing who in those groups matter.
Right.
The people that are going to be there by you, the people that are the friends that became family, and the family that has never left. Right.
I like to kind of take it like the road goes 2 ways.
Yeah.
So if I'm always the one driving to see you, always the one coming, always the one doing the work.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's coming to an end someday.
Right.
But you don't want it to.
Right.
You don't never mean for it to, but it's like, dude, like, I've been to your house like 5 times. I've taken 3-hour road trip to see you. I say this, I'm one of my best friends who lives in Texas. I've never been down there. But I swear to God, I have a kid. It's so hard to try to find time to get down there. And whenever he comes back, though, I make it a priority to see him.
Right.
Like, he texts me his dates, and I'm like, you're on my list. Like I will move anything around. I'll get out of stuff. I have some other friends that came up from Alabama a couple weeks ago. When they make the long trip back home,
The country of Alabama.
yeah, the country of Alabama, I'm going to do what I can on my end to drive that 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes to make sure I see them.
Yeah.
You know, obviously I'd love to be able to just go down to Texas and Alabama and see my friends down there, but, you know, I can't always do that, you know. I mean, we got a sister down there. We've got a child here tonight. Is it gone? You gotta blow it up now. You gotta blow it up.
Oh, it didn't even.
So let this be a note to the wives that one blowjob fixes everything.
Right. Oh, it did pop.
It did. Oh, it's leaking.
Yeah. Oops. Anyway.
But yeah, I know. You know, the road goes two ways. So if you're always the one putting in all the effort,
Right. It's gotta go both ways for a healthy relationship.
But
you know. So.
And I think we do a great job of that. You know, with our friendship, with a couple others in our friend group.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, you know, it was a small gathering that we had over the weekend for Father's Day and everything else, and for the most part, great time.
Yeah. No, super chill.
So.
Super chill. Let's go on to sports. You ready for it?
Oh yeah, I'm excited about some of this.
College Baseball World Series. And Arkansas.
Kansas.
What did he do? Pitch a no-hitter?
He pitched a no-hitter and damn near had a perfect game.
What was the name? Something Wood?
Gage Wood.
Gage Wood from Arkansas.
Yeah.
No
19 strikeouts. 19 strikeouts, and the only person that he led on base, he literally had a no-no going, and the only person he led on base, the first batter of the 8th inning, he hit with the pitch. That's the only person he put on base the entire game. And no walks.
No walks. Hit by pitch.
Hit by pitch, right. But that's the only guy through 9 innings that he put on base.
And it was his own fault.
Yeah, which is insane. And they asked him about it afterwards. They're like, so what happened? And he's like, obviously I didn't mean to hit that guy. You know, like, otherwise he had a perfect game, you know?
Yeah.
So.
No, two-seamer gets away from you or a slider or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is, I think, his first year with Arkansas. He's a junior. He transferred in. He was a reliever before this year. So he wasn't even a starter before.
And now he's a starter. Wow,
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So crazy. So what's, let me think here for a minute. The bare minimum of pitches to get through 9 innings. Well, okay, so obviously it'd be 27.
Right.
Like, bare minimum, right?
Yeah, that's never going to happen, but yeah.
Right. But 119 pitches.
119? Oof.
So, I mean, I feel like he kind of got up there.
Yeah.
But other than the hit by pitch, nobody on base, I'll take it.
You know what, though? You're a junior in college, so you're, what, 21?
Yeah.
20, 21, somewhere around there. It's the World Series for you. Probably going to be one of the biggest games you ever play in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you make it to the big league, you don't know that you ever get a game like this.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know that you make it to the MLB. You might be in AA all your life, you know. Probably the most important game this guy's played up to date and could be forever.
Well, and now he's being viewed as, like, top 20 MLB prospect.
Right. So now, at 119 pitches, if that's you, leave me in.
Yeah.
I'm going the distance.
Right, exactly.
Like, you know, obviously what that cutoff is, like probably 128, 130. I would run and go. I mean, that's a lot.
Right.
You know.
I mean, but World Series,
Yeah.
and you're having a game like that, I'm going to keep it going.
Yeah.
You know. But just phenomenal job.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and afterwards, what I really liked is they gave him the game ball, right? And it was only the third no-hitter in, like, college World Series history.
Yep.
And he ran up to the crowd and he gave it to his dad, which I thought was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Guess who got you there?
Right,
Dad,
exactly.
you know.
So.
Yeah, no, I love that. Awesome moment for this guy. You know, can't imagine what it's like to be in that kind of spotlight.
Oh, I can't imagine.
The fact that you can turn one season, one game can turn you around and put you in a top 20.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's awesome. You're in the pipeline now. Like, some teams, you know, Miami could use somebody like this and probably put him in the bullpen tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Like,
Colorado.
Yeah, like
Colorado. Like somebody's going to call him up.
You know, and so, you know, maybe go join Paul Skeens in Pittsburgh.
Maybe go to the country of Alabama.
Go to the country, play with the Braves.
Yeah.
So, no, I think it's a phenomenal thing. You sent me that over today, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that definitely got to go on there. Want to talk about cool accomplishments like that, because that's kind of what we're here for. But didn't you throw a no-hitter and coach pitch a couple weeks ago?
Pretty darn close until I think I hit a batter also. I think it might have been my son, if I remember correctly. Yeah, right? I'm pretty sure I went inside on him and he just didn't move at all. So,
did you charge the mound?
No, he didn't. I should have, but should have charged him. Chased the ball. And
Move!
Get out of the way.
So, a little bit more baseball. We got Ohtani returning to the mound.
A lot of hype about this.
Yeah, for one inning.
One inning, yeah.
And honestly, I was excited. I had a game last night with my kid, and I'm like, hey, like, if we can get this over with, I want to go home and watch it. And then I didn't even pay attention to any of it until this morning.
Oh, yeah.
But, because I thought they played last night, but I don't even know when the Dodgers actually played, to be honest with you.
I think they played last night.
Yeah, I thought they did, but anyway, no, I was super hyped up about it. I was like, man, I want to see if this guy's living up to his. Because I've kind of been running him down all year.
Right.
Like, to talk about MVP, I'm like, you've only been a DH, you can't be an MVP, and now he's like getting a vat. I'm like, oh shit, now he can make me my words, and he didn't,
Yeah, and he's right up there. Like, this was 2 days ago. I checked stats, so this might have changed depending on today's games, whatever.
Right.
But Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh, they lead the league with 27 home runs.
Okay.
Ohtani has 26. He's right there, And what I thought, personally, I thought it was kind of poor management, but after pitching this inning, he was the leadoff hitter. I was like, why would you do that? What? That's a lot, to come in returning to pitching. Yes, it was one inning. Yes, it was 28 pitches, but to go from that to being your leadoff hitter,
yeah,
you could have moved him down that lineup.
Oh yeah, I'm like, why is he in the 6 or 7 spot?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe not the 9, because you've probably got a couple of people better than batting, but definitely a 6 or 7. Like, I wouldn't want him beaten off.
Yeah, especially if you know that he's only pitching one inning.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you did your work. Take a break.
So, and that's the thing that got me, like, I don't remember, and I read probably 5 or 6 articles on this. None of them suggested that he was going to pitch one inning.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about it.
I was like, oh, this dude's going to go like 5 or 6 or go the distance or whatever.
Right.
And then he gets pulled after one. I'm like, that was disappointing.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot of hype and they knew they were going to do that. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it wasn't something
yeah,
that was
you could tell they had the bullpen ready to go.
Right.
So you knew it was coming. It only happened because, somebody got injured or something. So, but it's like, man, hype this up for nothing.
Well, and this guy, like I said, I mean, this guy's almost leading the league in home runs. Why is he not your cleanup or third or fifth or put him some lead off?
Yeah.
What's a solo home run going to do at the beginning of the game?
Give it a run.
Yeah.
You get everybody fired up.
That's true. Okay.
There's a few things they can do.
I mean, it's positive, but yeah
I'm with you though. I wouldn't have Ohtani in the one spot. I mean,
I don't think so.
I guess I don't really know who's all on the Dodgers, but
I mean, you got Mookie, you got Freddie Freeman, you got.
I bet those guys like 3, 4.
Right, but I'm saying you can put somebody there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't.
Yeah, no, but I'm with you there. So, is Ohtani going to pitch again? Is this a one-day thing? What do you think?
I'm sure he's back in the rotation, but how easy do you take it with him? Right?
Oh, super easy.
Like, next time he's pitching 3 innings?
2?
2? Yeah.
Double it.
Builds up, like here in a couple of months, he goes through his quality start.
Yeah. Hey, I got 6 now.
Yeah.
3 weeks in, But I don't see a reason for LA to push him.
No, they're doing fine.
Yeah.
Like we talked about, there's still a lot of baseball left.
Right.
And even with as many good players as the Dodgers have, and they're fucking loaded, they need Ohtani. Like, you're missing a major piece without him.
Yeah.
So, on both sides, pitching, batting, everything. So, I don't think that I would push it too hard.
Oh, not a chance. You want to keep you want the bat for sure. Probably a good guy to have in the clubhouse.
Right.
Somebody who's producing, who's fun to be around. You want that. So yeah, I would not push Ohtani if I'm them.
I don't think so.
If you're not feeling it, okay, scratch. We're going to the bullpen. But what we really want to talk about, the Cubs. Here we go.
44-28.
5.5 games, 6 games now. We still 5.5.
They were 5.5 ahead of the Brewers when we started the night, and they are up 4-3 in the 7th right now.
Woo!
On the Brewers.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say?
Suzuki has a home run, and Tucker has 3 hits.
There we go. That's what I'm saying. I am loving this team.
Oh, yeah.
It's all kinds of fire, all kinds of baseball. Probably got Justin Turner in trouble with his
that
on-camera
celebration thing. Yeah. That was him and Suzuki, right?
Yeah. But that's the stuff I love to see.
Right.
They're jacking around, they're having fun, and they're playing good baseball. They're being serious when they need to be having fun on the other side of it. And, that's the biggest thing is, like, I've heard so many... I hated the Turner signing at the beginning of the year. I'm like,
yeah.
What are we doing?
Right.
There's so many people out there saying he is the clubhouse leader.
Yeah. And I think you see it a lot.
Oh, you do. Yeah.
And they took the series with the Pirates. We went 3-1 in that series. We dropped the series to the Phillies, which haven't dropped a whole lot of series this year still.
No.
And this week is crucial. I mean, you got Milwaukee in Wrigley. You've got Seattle coming to Wrigley. And then you go down to Busch to face the Cardinals for the first time this year. I mean, just huge week of baseball for the Cubs.
So when Seattle comes to town, you want to go watch my cousin Cal play?
Yeah.
Not my cousin, I promise.
What the hell?
Well, he is. Could be. I don't know.
What the hell was his nickname? I put it on the TikTok the other day. Was it like Big Dumper or something?
I don't remember. It's something like that.
It's something like that the Seattle fans call him, and I was like, that's a weird-ass nickname.
Yeah. I've been tempted to buy me and the kids jerseys.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I really need to find if I'm related to this guy.
Big Dumper.
Big Dumper.
Big Dumper.
Because he's a big dude.
He is a big dude, yeah. And really having a phenomenal year, especially for a catcher.
He was an all-star last year. I remember seeing him in the home run derby for last year, the year before. Be like, who the hell is this guy? And my favorite thing now is MLB finally says my last name correctly.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Used to be when I was a kid, I'd make my own player, get so excited, spell my name out, and would have no audio for it. I'm like, that's stupid.
Damn it. Yes, now it's built into the game. Right? Like, you should be able to get MLB to show 26, and it's going to say your name right. Yeah. Nice.
So, kind of dream come true for a kid.
Right. Well, I think the other thing, mine was never a problem. Thank you, Milwaukee, for making my name very common.
You can say Brewer.
Yeah. But, where was I going with that? Oh, the other thing that I really like, and for a while, it was kind of like, we had an easy stretch of the schedule, whatever. The Cubs bullpen, which we harped about a lot early on in this podcast, is now like 4th or 5th best in the league. By ERA.
Where did this get turned around?
I think they just moved around a lot of the right pieces. And honestly, if you take out Ryan Presley, who has like a 3.86 ERA, it's a whole lot better.
I think a lot of it is who's following who.
Yeah.
That 90% of it, so this pitcher sets up his game this way. Well, you don't want somebody that's already in that.
Right.
You want to follow with somebody who throws differently. Mm-hmm. So all the batters have to adjust again at least one more time through the lineup.
Yeah.
Well, by then, you might get through 2 innings this late in the game.
Yeah, and I think they're all a little bit different.
Yeah.
You got Keller, you got Hodge, you got Presley, who can come in and do the off-speed stuff. It's just a really good bullpen, and we still don't have Imanaga back.
Right.
I don't know anything about Assad.
I
haven't heard anything in months.
Yeah.
Like last I heard, he had an oblique strain, and then we just shipped him to Russia. I don't know what the fuck happened to him.
He's gone.
But and they signed another bullpen arm yesterday, I think. Yeah. So
AAA, right? He's a minor league.
Yeah.
But here's the big talk of the bullpen. Palencia.
Oh yeah.
Chapman vibes, dude.
Oh yeah.
Dude throws hard. You don't know where the ball's going sometimes. Throws 100, 101?
Yeah, throws heat.
I love it. I just hope we don't burn his arm out. I really don't. I'm okay with maybe not getting a win right now and saving him for the playoff push. Obviously, at this point, we're making the playoffs. That's how you feel as a Cub fan right now.
I do think so,
A couple weeks ago, it's like, let's try to wait till the All-Star break. But we keep winning games against teams that are good.
Yeah, and all
we lost the series to Philly.
Right.
But we won, We were 1-2 or what?
1-2,
Yeah, so we picked up 1, so Okay, we got the worst part of the batting or the pitching rotation. We don't have a Minaga, we don't have a Saad.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 young guys in Horton and Ben Brown who are doing a phenomenal job, in my opinion.
Oh, Horton's been great. The other day he went pitch for pitch with Skeens. So, and that poor guy.
I know.
Dude, that poor guy.
Yeah.
Imagine throwing like 50-some touchdowns and playing for the Jaguars and going like 2-14.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
I feel so bad for Paul Skeens, I really do. And the thing is, the dude goes out every single time and pitches his heart out.
Yeah.
And when you're that age, it's hard to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you play for the love of the game, but when you're playing that well and your team doesn't have your back, you can lose the love of the game really quick.
And eventually it starts to creep in. Like, you're 23, 24, 25, you're like, yeah, it's cool. Team's going to turn it around. I'm in the MLB, I'm making money, and you're good.
And you're dating a supermodel.
Right.
But he's got it good,
Let's give it a couple of years, and it hits 30, 31. You're starting to think, I want to win something before I'm out of here.
Right.
And you start looking at, like we see in football all the time, man, I want to sign with a contender.
Right.
And it's applause to some of these sports guys that spend years and years on bad teams, but, man, the Buccos aren't going to do anything for Skeens.
Right. Oh,
so,
no.
You'd love to see him go anywhere but L.A.
Go to the American League, man. Just get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Tired of playing you so much.
Fucking Yankees.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't like him on the Yankees.
I don't want him anywhere. Come to the Cubs.
I don't like anybody.
As a free agent.
Yeah, right. We don't want to trade for him.
I'm not giving up anything for you, but you can come here and we still have some money coming up, so.
Bring the mustache to Chicago.
Yeah, there we go. Obviously been big on PCA this year. But Tucker's been doing phenomenal as well. Suzuki, Hap's starting to come around a little bit. Obviously, Dan's being Nico up the middle is killing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all around. That's what I'm saying. It's
Carson
offense.
Kelly, Michael Bush.
Yeah.
Who's been playing third base?
Bruhal, no.
Birdie.
There you go.
Birdie.
Yeah.
So he's been playing there. I think Charles had most of the reps the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and looked a lot better since coming back up. So I'm happy for that too.
That's what I love the most. Is this team is so young.
Yeah.
So young. I was out of Dansby, who's like 80, but.
Well, the only thing that scares me is that once before we had a very young, dominant team, and it all fell apart. So
I don't care. I would take one World Series and trade everybody.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. If you're not on our TikTok, we posted a video about that today about the 2016 World Series. So chills, man. Watching that.
So what do you think? Obviously, we're old enough to see very good comparable to 2016 and 2025.
Yeah.
Who's the better team?
The chemistry is very similar.
Oh, it definitely is. The chemistry is similar.
Very similar.
The way they're playing, the way they're getting after it.
Yeah. The never say die attitude is very similar. 2016 felt like it had more stars.
Oh, it did.
Like, even if you weren't a Baez fan, even if you thought Bryant was overrated, everybody knew him,
Well, then you had Dexter
Chapman, you had Fowler, yeah. You had all
Lester and Ross.
Right, you had all these guys that people knew. So, like, star power, probably 2016, but I really like this team.
Oh, me too.
I really like this team.
And that's the thing, because I loved Rizzo.
Yeah.
Everybody did. Chicago faithful there. Really liked the chemistry a lot, but I like this team more. They are more fun to watch.
This team is fun.
I hope to God nobody makes PCA stop being himself.
Yeah, and I do want to get back to that. But the other thing is, I think the reason why I like this team more is 2016, we knew we were going to be good. Right. 2015, we were in the playoffs. We knew something was coming. We knew we were right there.
Yeah.
Nobody saw this team coming.
Oh, no.
So that makes it more fun.
I'm so glad I put $100 on FanDuel to win the pennant.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You should have. I bet Ohtani did.
Yeah. No, his translator did.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Yeah. But no, good team. I hope PCA keeps doing what he's doing. Getting a lot of hate out there right now. But
yeah, well, his attitude. young, cocky. The thing is I think that's what's keeping this team going.
Right.
Like, he's playing the game with so much compassion, so much energy, and that's what is keeping the older guys. I don't think Danby would be into it, Turner would be into it as much if they didn't have this young kid out there flying around making plays.
Right. It's contagious energy.
Yeah, it has to be. I think I'd be excited.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited. I'm sitting from the couch,
Well, and like we said, just his speed is game changing. Imagine coming up to bat and your sack fly trying to move somebody from second to third. All of a sudden, that's second to home.
Yeah.
That's not just a sack fly to move somebody on the bases. That's a sack fly to score a run from second. From first, if you hit it deep enough.
What if you're on first and he rips one down the line? That fucker gonna catch me if I don't get going.
Yeah, you better move.
Like, he's gonna be on my heels. I'm gonna have to go home because he's gonna top at 3.
Yeah.
And
I think, and I hate to make this comparison, but earlier when I was making that TikTok about the 2016 team, his base running and the chaos that he creates reminds me of Baez.
Oh, it does.
Because Baez's base running drove people nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, he was that disrupt the whole flow of the game. Somebody else is going to run because he's so distracting. Like, that's PCA.
Yeah, it is.
So,
Yep.
yeah, I do like seeing that.
So, here's my big doubt. I was Snapchatting a buddy actually today and yesterday. If we make the playoffs, we don't have a pitcher to come in and shut somebody down.
No.
And I think that's where we're going to get beat. Whether it happens late in the season on the playoff push or in the playoffs, we don't have the Lester or the Arrieta to come in here and just, this game's over.
Right.
I don't see that. Maybe somebody emerges, I don't see that happening either. But we're going to need that big over-the-top pitcher to push us.
Right.
I don't see us making any moves at the deadline.
Not at this point.
I'd be shocked. Personally, I don't want to. I'll ride out the fun year we're having, and if it peters out and stops, we have fun.
Yeah, build
we
on it
weren't
next year.
supposed to be this good. Obviously,
Right.
now it's like anything short of making the playoffs sucks.
Right.
But,
Well, now the excitement's there.
But,
You know.
But the thing is when you lose your number one ace in Steele,
And then arguably your number two.
in number 2 with the
You know.
Nagas, I mean, he hasn't pitched, half the games?
Yeah, I think he's been out over a month now, right?
Yeah.
Easy.
And then, Assad, who probably with the 3,
Yeah.
or the 4, either way, you lost 3 of your 5 starting rotation.
Right.
That's pretty crucial that we're still actually doing anything.
Yeah, teams don't bounce back
Yeah.
from that. That would have been like in 2016 losing Arrieta and Lester and Hendricks probably at that
Yeah.
time. I mean,
So props to the Cubs, props to Craig Counsell for
oh yeah.
leading this ball club,
Right.
GTR.
Oh yeah.
Travel ball's in full swing for us.
It is. Games every night.
Every night. You tried to get one to you wouldn't make it tonight, but your kids team tried to get one in tonight.
We
Even with
tried.
the storm coming.
Yeah.
And I've never been one of those that it might storm, let's cancel. I hate that shit.
Right.
Like, it's the Midwest. Play until it happens.
Right.
Just like, we're going to cancel school because it might snow and then it doesn't. Like,
Well, and especially, so our game tonight, the reason why I really didn't want to cancel is at one point, so we're second in the league, which again, 10U, I get it. It's not all about wins. I understand. But
do you, though? You want that championship!
fuck, we didn't win a game last year.
Exactly.
So, I want these. I want this for these kids.
Yeah.
But, so we're second in the league. The team we were playing tonight is undefeated, and they were first in the league. So I was like, something happens, we get off to a hot start, and we get X amount of innings in, and we call the game. That's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because part of our problem has been closing games.
Oh, okay.
We've had several games at the very end that we let them right back in, if
Gotcha.
not let them win.
Right.
So I'm like, if we can get ahead of them and then call it because of weather, I mean, that's a win.
Yeah, I see a little coaching strategy there.
Yeah. So I didn't want to see it canceled. Now, because we didn't get very far into it, my understanding is that we'll just start fresh.
Oh, dang, you didn't get past an inning or something?
We didn't get past an inning. It was 4-3 with 1 out, and we were still batting in the bottom of the first inning.
Shit.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to pick that up. The other team's not going to allow that to happen.
Right.
You know, like, oh, we didn't make it through an inning. If you would have got through one, then you'd have to. But,
Right.
Damn,
So.
that sucks.
But yeah, travel ball's going full steam, and it's going to be really heavy for the next couple of weeks, and then be all over.
Yep.
You know.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
the tournament's right around the corner.
Yeah, you know, we're obviously done. My 12U's done the fastest.
Yeah.
You know, Luke goes the next week, your 10U, and then Bentley's is right after that.
Oh yeah, the 12U girls play pretty late into the year.
Do they really?
We have a makeup game July 9th.
Oh wow!
And I was thinking we would have had the tournament before that.
Yeah, you would have thought so.
So I don't know what's going on there.
Huh? Yeah, no. We have to submit our seeding for the playoff for the tournament Friday.
Oh really?
Yeah, you know my tournament, my UN tournament next week. So I'm done before the week of the 4th of July, and I'm loving it.
So
it's been hectic, but
our tournament is the week of 4th of July.
Oh, that's shitty.
The 30th through the 2nd.
Oh, that's not so bad then.
Right, we'll be done before the 4th, but
Yeah.
it's the beginning of that week.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're only 2-3 days behind us then.
Right.
And for us, we have a big game Thursday night.
Who are you playing?
South Fulton.
Okay.
So obviously went down to the Brad Wallen in Jacksonville. So spent 3 games in 3 days, driving round trip 3 hours.
Yeah.
Played them, got beat by 1 in the bottom of their inning at home at their place.
Oh man.
So here we are, fresh, coming off of a 3-game win streak. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. I'm psyched. I'm amped. I hope these kids are excited because that's gonna be fun.
Especially with your tournament coming next week,
Yeah.
that could be a huge momentum builder.
Well, the thing that sucks about that is, so we have a guaranteed game to win Tuesday night that we don't get to play to submit my roster. Like, I'm probably getting the 3 seed regardless.
Gotcha.
No, it's like, shit, guys. Like, can you make it like we can submit it the Thursday after everybody's done,
Right.
and still have seasons out Friday and be good for Saturday.
Right.
Like, but whatever. I get it. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I expect us to go in at the 2 or 3. Probably not. We won't get the 1 because we don't play enough games between now and then. Because both teams have beat us. I won the last 1 game,
Oh, okay.
and there's 2 each other.
So
But we play one of them Thursday night and the next one the following Thursday.
Gotcha.
So it's like, you know, and part of me is like, that next Thursday, you know, it'd probably be the day I give everybody playing time, not worry about the win, because,
Right.
I mean, I want to win, obviously, but it's not going to change anything. And we have the tournament Saturday, so I need to save all my pitchers
Right.
for
Exactly.
the tournament. So, but yeah, no, we're full swing, and here in about 2-3 weeks, we're done.
Right.
You ready for it yet?
I really enjoy baseball season, a lot actually. I mean, I'm looking forward to like JFL and everything in the fall. That'll be a new experience for me, but I really enjoy baseball season.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to like that true summer where the kids have nothing to do,
Right.
and when I'm off of work, we can actually do stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still good. Ask me in another week or so.
I know I finished PBT ball Saturday, and love those kids to death. It was fun. I'm glad it's over. That is some of the hardest stuff to do. And when being a board member, I know I can change some of these things, but 3 to 5 is just a big age group sometimes. Like that gap can be astronomical.
It is, yeah.
And PBT ball, you're hitting off of a tee. That's what everybody expects. You got a team out there that's pitching to somebody. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'll give you 3. Like, that's fine if the kids can hit it. Well, 1 more. It's like, these kids are falling asleep out here. They're playing in dirt. I can't keep them entertained this long, you know?
I think the problem that I have, and I do understand pitching to your T-ball kids if they can handle it, but our park league has an advanced T-ball age bracket
Well, they all should have played.
where they can take some pitches and hit off the tee if they get so many strikes.
Right.
That's where you do that stuff.
Right.
Like Pee-wee T-ball is exactly introductory T-ball.
Right.
Nobody should be taking a pitch.
Right.
That's my personal opinion.
Exactly.
Especially if they're at the upper end of that age group, just move them up.
Right. That's how I felt.
know?
Yep.
So, yeah, I get it, but I don't.
But I
like
don't.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just, and I'm sure the coach means well, but again, just not really the place.
Yeah, no.
That would be like coach pitch, right? That would be like coach pitch this weekend, and me being like, hey guys, look, I know it's coach pitch, but I really want my son to pitch this year. Do you mind hitting off of him? Like, no, man, it's coach pitch.
Right.
You know? So.
Yeah, I'm going to grant you that wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know. Well, let's get into a little bit more interesting stuff. Pool time. Obviously, we talked about it already. You said your wife got in. It's finally warming up to be able to use the pool.
It is, yeah. And it has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
It's June 17th right now. As I said on the previous episode, I opened my pool May 1st. And it has been a long 6 weeks of not using the pool. And cleaning it and putting chemicals in it. and
just watching it sit.
And just watching it sit. Yeah. So glad it's pool season. I personally have not been in much.
Yeah.
I think the other night I jumped in, started throwing kids around, and jumped back out. But yeah, I've not really truly swam.
Yeah.
So.
No, I know. The wife and I were talking over the weekend. Like, you know, obviously with baseball being over, like, we need to be in your pool so we can get a base tan for vacation.
Right.
I am so white right now. I'm burned.
You should have seen my tan my burn the other night, you know, because I was wearing a tank top.
Fishing, yeah.
Yeah, I took off my tank top to get in the shower, and it looked like I was still wearing my tank top. Like I had perfect white marks, and the rest of me was just burnt.
Does it hurt still?
No, it's okay now. Yeah, it's all good now, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's pool time. Looking forward to maybe spending some time in there this week. I know we talked about even half jokingly taking a PTO day and just having a pool day, and 'tis the season, man.
Are we joking though?
I'm willing to do it. I'm off work. You know, we'll float around in the pool all damn day.
So my wife's off. We're starting a new roof that day, so we'll see what happens. Maybe I come in later.
I know a guy that can give you a doctor's note.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I've been having back pains the last couple of days.
You look sick as fuck.
You have the vid.
You have the vid, yes.
So obviously, with pool comes grilling out, right?
Yeah.
When you're outside, the last thing you want to do is run inside the house to cook. So when you're in the pool all day with your kids, what is your go-to meal on the grill?
I mean, I think, you know, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, maybe pork chops, but, you know, they're quick, they're not overly heavy, they're easy to eat.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly,
you're sitting there with your towel around you and at the table next to the pool, and you can eat a hot dog, you can eat a hamburger, and, you know, that's kind of my go-to.
Plus, I can be everybody's, you know. But,
yeah, I think that's a solid option.
No, you don't want to eat a T-bone and then,
Well, especially if you're getting back in the pool.
Yeah, but
right?
You know, that's what I'm saying, because odds are you're getting back in the pool.
Probably,
you know, maybe if it's 7:30 at night, you know, but how often have we done night swims? I mean, that's the thing around here, you know.
Oh, yeah, we've done it. We let the girls do it the other night, you know. I threw a bunch
you did, yeah.
glow sticks in the pool and let them swim around, so. Yeah. And honestly, sometimes, like, this is going to sound bad, but kids go to bed and everybody's still hanging out. You jump in the pool.
Yeah.
I mean, those are some good times.
Yeah.
You know, turn on some music and
just lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a good buddy one time though that I had to lift out of the pool because he drank a whole bunch, got in the pool, and then realized how drunk he was and couldn't get out.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. Cody, if you're watching this.
Cody!
But,
where's he at now? He's down in Tennessee? Is that where he went?
Tennessee, yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Shout out down there, big dog.
I try to look him up on the map, but I'll tell you what, dude, every time I look at the map, my wife is the only Tennessee.
Oh!
I hope she's watching this.
Damn! Crystal, get this man something.
Come on.
I think I like it.
All right.
No. Well, let's get into our final topic. What were they thinking? Cowboy Cody.
I don't even know.
Kentucky.
I don't even know. So this guy rode a mule into a bar in Kentucky and was refused service, left the bar, and then sent a wild raccoon into the bar.
Into the bar, yeah. I like it. I think it's hilarious.
So many questions.
Yeah. First off, riding the mule into the bar.
Riding the mule into the bar, and I feel like, is that abnormal for Kentucky? I don't know.
That's the thing. Like,
yeah, I mean,
part of me's like, well, maybe that happens down there.
I mean, maybe. And what if it's raining? Like, you gonna leave your mule outside?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, why the long face? He wants to drink.
Yeah, right.
But
yeah, I don't know if this is normal for Kentucky or not.
Okay.
Part of me is like, I wouldn't be surprised.
There's bigger jackasses in this bar. Let my mule come in.
Right. And then, but getting
The raccoon. That's where a lot of
getting removed, and then, like, how do you catch this thing to get it in there anyway?
That's my thing. Did he just like go outside and he's like getting ready to get on his mule and he sees this raccoon and just like grabs it and throws it in, or like do you corral it in?
Yeah.
Is this a raccoon that he had in a cage on his mule, like
Right,
ready to go? Like,
Yeah. I trapped the thing. I was gonna let it go in the wild, but it's going to the bar.
yeah. Was it immediate?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
did he come out and 5 minutes later he throws this raccoon in, or was this like several hours later and he comes in bleeding from multiple bites and he's like, take that.
Yeah.
You know? I just why? So many questions.
What in the Kentucky?
Yeah, I'm gonna put a picture up here so we can see the guy. And don't judge a book by its cover, but this
Judge a book by its cover.
cover's been left out in the rain a little while.
Left out in the rain, maybe stomped on by the mule.
Bit by the raccoon. I'm assuming he had to have been bit by the raccoon, right?
I mean, it looks like he has rabies. Yes.
Have you ever had to deal with a wild raccoon?
No.
They are strong.
I've just trapped him.
They are strong and they are mean.
Right.
Like, we had one, without getting too far off the subject, we had one at our old place where we moved in, and my brother-in-law and I, it was this carport, and there was a hole on each side, and there was a family of raccoons up there, and we had a snare because animal control had fallen out of a tree or something, so when we called him, he's like, here's the snare, get the raccoon. And so I climb up
That's
there.
even better.
Right? I climb up there, and this thing is growling, and it's angry, and so Jake, my brother-in-law, gets to one side of the carport, and he starts spraying them with a garden hose. So when they're getting away from the garden hose, they're
So
moving
just pissing
towards
the thing
me.
off even more.
Right, but they're moving towards me. So I get this snare, and I start taking the babies down, you know, and that's easy. That's pretty easy. I get all the babies in no time. Well, Mom, she's like somewhere between the hose and between me, and I'm like, oh, man, like, this isn't good.
She's pissed.
Well, finally she gets close enough that I snared her. And I kind of snared her like here, like one arm and head.
Right.
And she fucking pulled me off the ladder, dude. She starts rolling around and she is strong. And I never got her out of that carport.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't. Like every time that I got the snare on her, I could not physically drag her out of the carport. Like she just was in this small space. She had a hold. She was growling. I was like, I'm not getting bit over this. I'm not animal control.
Why don't you just climb up there and grab her?
Fuck that, dude. What I should have done is grabbed her and thrown her into the Jenny Wren, apparently.
Yeah.
But
Silver Fox, that would have been better.
yeah. But anyway, I mean, they are strong. They are mean. Yeah, I don't know how he did this, dude.
Huh. Yeah, I
Impressed.
never tried to swim a cop before. So I would like to point out, I think this is 4 episodes in a row where Jake has been brought up.
It's true.
Oh.
Yep. And 17 episodes in a row that we brought up to Park District.
That's real. Someday that's not going to happen.
How many of these, what were they thinking, do you think have been bar related? There's this one, there's the strip club in Oregon. We'll count that.
Yeah. 2 or 3. Not many.
Yeah, I guess there hasn't been that many.
The first one, it was all what the Illinois laws were changing.
There was a lot of
First
government
4 or 5.
shit. And really, I mean, we haven't come a long way from Illinois laws to drunk Kentucky people throwing raccoons into a bar.
This could happen here.
I bet Illinois doesn't have a law against it.
Probably riding a mule into the bar they do, though.
The mule, they might, yeah.
The raccoon, no. Like, that's what we're backwards.
The raccoon would probably be given rights.
Yeah. You can't shoot it.
Right.
Oh. But speaking of having Jake brought up a lot, we have a new segment coming up here. I don't know exactly when it's going to start yet, how it's going to go about. But be on the lookout for it. It's going to be fun. Garage Time's going to do some touring.
So we had... This is actually kind of cool. I'm excited about this because without...
Are we giving it away tonight? We're going to tell everybody what we're doing.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So when we first came up with the idea for a podcast, we were sitting around eating pizza, came up with the name, came up with kind of what we wanted to do. But from that very first meeting and that very first shitty episode that followed, we knew we were going to do this someday.
Right.
This has been ongoing. This has been an idea. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. What is it? Go ahead.
So, Garage Time is going on a garage tour. We're going to pick probably 8.
Yeah, I mean, let's make a summer out of it, man.
Yeah, 8 people, and I don't know if it'll be every week, every other week, or how that's going to work yet. But 8 people that we know or that maybe get nominated who would like to join a podcast. And we're going to go to their garage and film the podcast and do like a quick tour of their garage and see how many cool people have garages.
Yeah.
Or how many cool garages people have, however you want to say it. But, so obviously, your brother and sister down in the Bama area.
Alabama.
In the country of Alabama. Obviously, been redoing their garage, and we saw some pictures of over the weekend, and
looks
very
nice.
excited. Obviously, that's still a little ways out for that one. I got another guest already excited to line up for that, and find a couple more. But yeah, so Garage Time's going to go on garage tours.
Yeah, we have had a lot of great guest stars, you know, our wives and Keegan and Dalton and several great guest stars to add to our podcast. But I'm excited to see what happens when we bring the podcast to you.
Right.
You know, get rid of this fucking thing and see what your garage
Hey,
has to bring.
Frank loves it.
Maybe we'll take him with us.
Want to go, Frank?
He's coming with. Hold up. Bye, Frank.
Oh, Frank's coming.
We are coming your way.
Yeah. So, hey, that's enough for this episode. Follow us on all social medias, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, all the other pods.
Everywhere you podcast.
Yeah. But mainly Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, that's where you're going to find us. And until next time,
It's garage time.